Another season has started and it is back. One of the best things that we have this season is Rising of the Shield Hero has returned. Season 3, I'm so excited. And I've always personally liked Rising the Shield Hero, even when Season 2 definitely wasn't as good as Season 1. I still appreciated it and I still enjoyed it. But here we are. Season 3 has started, and thus far, for our first episode, I actually gotta give it credit. It's not too bad. It's starting off actually pretty good. And Naofumi, I feel for him, because this man tries his best to be just an average guy. He tries to help out others, yet no matter what, still gets flamed for it. If you are familiar with the first episode of Shield Hero, you know what I'm talking about. This guy was bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and was like, hey, this is gonna be a great, I've been called to this world. Okay, all right, let's see how this goes. And just basically got done over. And since then, he has grown up a lot. And here we are in Season 3. He's dealing with the other heroes, or MIA. He's still looked down upon, I should say. And especially the fact that he tries to help out the demi-humans who are also looked down upon. And thus the reason why he's here in this crazy coliseum, because he has taken over. For those that don't know, he was given a land, and the land that he has was a village that was, I believe was Rothalia's hometown, if I remember correctly. And he's just trying to get the people that used to live there back. And now they're all slaves, and he has to purchase them all back. So thus he has to go into the arena to make money, to repurchase all these slaves, and try to get these demi-humans back. And so in that way, it's like a two-way street. He purchases them, they have pretty much freedom, but then the only real requirement that he asks in exchange is that they protect the land, that they be able to be defensive and protect what he has domain over. And that way, it's a win-win for everyone. But since the end of Season 2 and now the start of Season 3, a lot has happened. We have the other 3 heroes are missing. We have armies of allies, or supposed allies, that were there to fight against the Great Tortoise, which was a big battle in Season 2, but they haven't gone home. They are basically on the outskirts of the nation, and they're saying they're there for a relief party, where, everything's fine. Don't worry about us. But for anyone that's played any type of civilization game, when you have a nation, even if they're allies, they're just kind of sitting on your border, you're kind of like, that's a little fishy. So, yes, there's a lot of issues and a lot of things happening. And which is very interesting that there's a lot that can be covered here in this 3rd season. There could be wars, there could be all kinds of enemies and stuff to go over, and I'm ready for it. As someone that I have not read the manga, light novel, or anything, all of this is just, watching episode by episode. I'm excited, I really am, because, I personally feel for the Shield Hero. Like, he's just the guy that he gets screwed over so many times and so much. All he wants to do is the right thing. And he literally puts the world on his shoulders. And no one there really sees all the stuff he goes through except for his allies. Rothtalia, who's been there from the beginning, this girl has seen him go to the brink and back. And she does nothing but stand by his side. If there's anyone that's ever been screwed over as much, it's gotta be Naofumi here. But I will say, this opening theme song is really good. And honestly, I think it's time for our traditional examining of the theme song to see what we can find out, if there's any clues for this coming season. So one of the things it shows here is we might actually this season get some backstory for the other heroes. Now they're missing. We have no clue what's going on with them, where they're at, whether or not this is a hiatus on their own part, or they're captured, or they got to be rescued, whatever. Have no idea. But the theme song does kind of show a little bit of, looks like, what happened before they were transferred and isekai to this world. At least a little glimpse, if you will. So it wouldn't surprise me if we do learn a little bit more about them and why they are the way that they are. I'm looking forward to that because I think it's about time. I mean, this is the third season. We probably should learn a little bit more about these other guys, other than the fact that we know them as trash. They can't protect or do as well as Naofumi, who literally has a shield and they have attack weapons, yet he's able to do more than they are. Or that they can, I should say. This girl, when I first saw her and she was in this first episode, I was like, uh-oh, this girl is nothing but trouble. Especially you got a girl at a bar and she straight up gives you information, but you gotta buy her drinks. That never leads to anything good. But I will say, my thoughts changed once I saw a little bit more into this theme song. This is the crux of things, I believe. If you take a look at this part right here, you have Naofumi basically walking down this path, street, whatever you want to call, that's all lit up, has the city in the distance, everything looks so cool, but then you have this swamp, muddy lake and everything with people in it, and you're like, what's going on here? And then you see like an image of Naofumi going towards the city, and then he himself breaks away from that. And to me, it feels like this is the version of the Shield hero if everything was perfect. If he was, you know, one, he's smiling, which doesn't happen a lot because of how much happens to him. If it was a perfect isekai, like all the isekais you know of, Truck-kun does something and they end up in another world. He ends up being a hero, trying to save the world. Everyone looks so highly upon them. Things are all fine and dandy, but that's not the Shield hero world. He needs to go down the road less trodden, and that is full of more misery, if you will. And then, of course, he finds Raphtalia. Now, this is Raphtalia when he first found her in the cage, slave Raphtalia, and he was able to save her. Now, this girl is new for this season. Know nothing about her because she hasn't been introduced in the show. All I know is essentially what I've seen from the theme song. And it looks like this is the girl that he's looking for, like how they're going to the arena to save some people from the village, demi-humans, if you will. And it looks like that's his goal, that this is the girl that he wants to save and become part of his team. And before he's able to fall into the lake and have trouble hit him, here you have them older, Raphtalia and this new girl, essentially able to hold him up, keep him strong. Now, the only thing I don't know about, like, we know the relationship between Raphtalia and Naofumi. And for those that don't know, Raphtalia's best girl, come on now. But why is this new girl being held in such a high light? Like, it's like, is it Raphtalia's sister? Like, are they related or friend? Like, why is this almost panda-like girl in this picture and being held to such a high esteem? I don't know, but we'll definitely learn more about her this season. Thus, as someone that is not a light novel manga reader, it just kind of perplexes me, but I'm sure something's gonna happen this season and I'm gonna come back to this and be like, oh, okay, this makes sense. Now, this is where the image that is kind of spoiler-like, I will say, because here we have, as the darkness fades and the light hits his lands, these are his lands that he owns, you see the image of pretty much his allies. And if you notice, there are characters here that we don't know anything about. So, i.e., the girl that he had a drink with is here in the background. So that tells me that she will more likely become an ally at some point. You have a boy that was in this episode. You have that, I guess, is like the brother to the girl. That you have all these other characters. You have this girl over here with a dragon. I mean, there's so much happening in this picture that it's like, okay, yes, this is spoilers, but in what way? Like, how? How is this gonna, like, how is it gonna transpire and get to this point? And then the rest of the song essentially shows the characters as they're powering up or about to attack and such. I do want to just call out to this one other point. One, I think this girl's blind. And like, granted, they've been showing her with her eyes closed, but it hasn't really been anything serious. I think she's like they're doing the whole like blind monk type deal. And especially if they're like half panda, it makes sense. But once I saw this for the first time, I'm like, wait, she's blind? Because no one battles with their eyes closed like this on purpose. You know, maybe for training purposes and stuff, but I think she's blind. So that, which is very endearing, or makes you want to endear towards her. It's like, is this gonna be best girl this season? Like, what's going on? What's happening here? So I look forward to these characters actually being introduced more into the this season. Quick note, why is Raftalia riding a dolphin? Or whale, or killer whale, whatever this is? Like, what's happening here? And this girl can die in a fire. And finally, through all the burdens and stuff, he has his team, his girls by his side to help him, to keep him strong, keep him from falling. And yeah, Shield Hero has always been a show that I've really enjoyed, because to me, like I said, regardless of what this guy endures, he still has these girls and still has his team to help him out, keep him strong. And even when he has those moments where he feels like breaking down, they're there for him to build him back up. Oh, it's such a good show. I personally really do enjoy Shield Hero. Definitely delve a little bit more deeper into it once we get more information. All I can do right now is kind of speculate because, like I said, I don't know what's happening this season, but I am liking what we're seeing from the first episode at least. And surely there's no way that this season will be worse than season 2, especially with the mysteries and stuff that's happening this season. So yeah, I'm excited for Shield Hero, and we'll definitely be covering it as these weeks go on. So make sure you guys subscribe, like the video, because we'll definitely be going over more of Rising of the Shield Hero Season 3. You guys be safe, take care, and Lord willing, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now. Make sure to check out the extra content on our Patreon page, and thanks to our current patrons.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.